Welcome to Meow Knows Fables. Learn wisdom through stories and grow through love and companionship.
The Ram Who Charged the Fence. Long, long ago, there lived a handsome, strong ram. He had two big, twisty horns and walked with a proud strut. But nobody liked him. Whenever they saw him coming, they would run away. Why? Well, this ram was clumsy and bad-tempered. He knocked over Bunny's basket of carrots or spilled Cow's bucket of milk. Worse still, he never said, "I'm sorry." Instead, he lowered his head ready to charge. Everyone was scared of him. One day, the ram was strolling through town. All the animals rushed home to hide. The ram felt so proud. He thought they were bowing to him. Suddenly, a wooden fence blocked his path. The ram grew furious. He shouted, "Why are you standing in my way?" Of course, the fence stayed silent. The ram grew angrier still. He lowered his head and charged with all his strength. Crash! A huge noise shook the street. All the neighbors peeked out their windows to see. Then they burst into laughter. The ram's horns were stuck in the fence. He couldn't move forward, and he couldn't pull back. Red-faced, he cried. At last, with everyone's help, the ram was set free. From that day on, he was no longer reckless or quick to anger. He learned to live in peace, and many neighbors who once disliked him became his friends.
Meow knows. You grow. True strength is using power with a kind heart.
Sunny and the Great Snake. Sunny was a young man who lived in a little village. He was the best hunter around. Whenever he went hunting, he always came home with a great catch. Everyone admired him. But because Sunny was so good, he started to feel a little too proud. He thought everyone else was clumsy and slow. Hunting with them only causes trouble. He often grumbled. So he always went hunting all by himself. The wise village elders tried to advise him. "If we hunt together, Sunny, it's safer, and we can catch even bigger animals." But Sunny just shook his head. "Nope. I can do it on my own." Then one day, a huge, thick snake appeared in the forest nearby. It was so long. It slithered close to the village and swallowed several of the villagers' chickens and ducks. Everyone was terrified. When Sunny heard the news, his eyes lit up. "This is my chance to show everyone what I can do," he thought. "Once I defeat that snake, everyone will know I'm the greatest hunter of all." Without wasting a moment, Sunny grabbed his sharp dagger and his bow and arrows. He marched into the deep, dark forest all alone. The woods were dim and shadowy. The wind whispered through the treetops. Suddenly, a giant snake burst out of the tall grass. It flicked its bright red tongue and bared its long, pointed fangs. Whoosh! The snake lunged straight at Sunny. Quick as a flash, Sunny swung his dagger at the snake's neck. But the snake pulled its head back and wrapped its strong, heavy tail tightly around Sunny's leg. Sunny tried to chop the tail, but the snake yanked it away. Then it opened its huge, dark mouth and crunch. It bit down hard on Sunny's arm. "Ah! Help!" Sunny cried, his voice full of pain. Just then, two other villagers who were also hunting nearby heard Sunny's cries for help. They rushed through the trees. One brave hunter swung his dagger toward the snake's head, and the other struck at its tail. The great snake couldn't fight off three hunters working together. At last, they defeated it. That frightening, dangerous moment taught Sunny something very important. Even the strongest person needs a friend's help sometimes. From that day on, Sunny never went hunting alone again. He started to go with the other villagers. They worked as a team, helped one another, and kept each other safe. Not only was it much safer, but they also brought home bigger, better catches than ever before.
Meow knows. You grow. Alone you fall, but as a team, you conquer all.
The Curious Silkworm. Sweet little silkworms spin beautiful, snowy white threads. These threads can be woven into shiny silk that twinkles softly in the sunlight. It's so pretty. To keep their threads bright and white, silkworms munch on fresh mulberry leaves, soft green, and full of everything they need. But one little silkworm was different. She was far too curious about the world. She didn't want to stay on the branch just eating leaves. She often slid down the tree to explore and play. One day, while crawling near the roots of the big tree, she saw a wiggly earthworm disappear right into the soil. Oh, what fun things are down there! The silkworm wondered. She couldn't resist. She wiggled right in after it. Soon, her whole body was sticky with mud, and her mouth was full of dirt. The snowy white silkworm turned all grubby and gray. When she went back to the tree to spin her thread, the silk came out dull and muddy. The other silkworms took one look and scrunched up their noses. Only after she washed off all the mud and spat out the dirt did her thread turn snowy white again. But the little silkworm still hadn't really learned her lesson. Before long, she was off exploring a plum tree. There, she saw a green caterpillar wriggle out of a purplish-red plum. That looks delicious. I want to try it too, said the silkworm. She copied the caterpillar, burrowed into the plum, and took big, juicy bites of the fruit. Soon, her body was covered in sticky, purplish-red juice, and her mouth was full of the tangy plum. When she returned to her mulberry branch and began to spin, all her silk came out bright magenta. Oh no! She even stained the other silkworm's pure white threads red. Everyone got upset and glared at her crossly. Seeing everyone so unhappy, the silkworm felt terribly sorry and very ashamed. From that day on, she stayed quietly on the mulberry tree, nibbling only the fresh, green leaves. Her silk grew whiter and softer than ever, sparkling in the sunlight as if whispering gently. Pure white silk is the most beautiful of all.
Meow knows. You grow. Mind your leaf and mind your heart. A bright, pure thread will start.
Martin, who helped the sprouts grow. Once upon a time, there was a little boy named Martin. In his backyard, he had a lovely little garden. It was full of bright red tomatoes, crisp green cucumbers, and yummy celery too. Martin loved helping his mommy take care of the garden. When the soil looked dry, he'd grab his watering can and give the plants a drink. If he saw a tiny bug crawling on a leaf, he'd gently pick it off. Days turned into weeks. Martin worked so hard caring for his vegetables, but the little plants didn't seem to change much. Why aren't you growing bigger? He wondered, frowning a little. As he worked, Martin often asked, "Mommy, when will the tomatoes pop out? When will the cucumber vines climb taller than me?" Mommy always smiled and said, "Be patient, sweetheart. Plants need time to grow, just like you." But Martin couldn't wait. He was always such a super-duper fast boy. At dinner time, he was the first to sit at the table. When it was time to go out, he was the first to dash through the door. This time, seeing the little plants still refusing to grow tall, Martin couldn't stand it any longer. "I must help them grow faster," he thought. The next day after school, Martin dropped his backpack and ran straight to the garden. He crouched down, reached out, and gently tugged each plant's leaf, stretching it upward. Wow! It really got taller. He gasped. Each little plant looked a tiny bit taller than before, and Martin was over the moon. He pulled plant after plant, feeling very smart. He thought he was helping them grow much faster. When he had finished with every single sprout, Mommy called from inside the house. "Martin, dinner time." Martin heard her, scampered happily inside, and completely forgot about his special help. The next morning, he suddenly remembered his clever idea to help the plants grow. He proudly told Mommy, "Mommy, yesterday I made all the plants taller." Mommy's face went pale. She rushed out to the backyard garden, and there they were. All the little plants lying flat on the ground, dry and floppy, unable to stand up ever again.
Meow knows. You grow. Don't rush to grow. Just take it slow. Every seed needs time to show. Follow nature's gentle way. Good things take time day by day.
The Little Ponies and the River. Once upon a time, there was a little white pony. He had two best friends, a little brown pony and a little black pony. The three ponies grew up together, playing and frolicking every day. As the seasons passed, they became taller, stronger, and braver too. When they got a little older, they often left their farm to explore the big, beautiful forest nearby. Oh, the grass there was so fresh and tasty. Sometimes they even found sweet, juicy wild berries hiding among the trees. One sunny day, the three ponies were galloping happily through the forest. They ran and ran until suddenly a little river appeared in front of them. The river looked a bit wide, and the water was rushing fast. But on the other side, colorful flowers were blooming, and bright red berries hung temptingly from the trees. "I'll go first," neighed the bravest of them all, the little black pony. He stepped back a few paces, then with a mighty dash he leaped high into the air like a bird and landed safely on the other side. "Wow! It's so beautiful here," he called out, his eyes sparkling. "And look, there's a tall mountain in the distance. Come on over. Let's go explore together." The little brown pony felt a bit scared at first. He wasn't sure if he could jump that far. But hearing his friend's cheerful voice filled him with courage. He took a deep breath, stepped back, and then ran forward as fast as he could. Plop! The little brown pony's back hooves splashed into the water. Luckily, the river wasn't too deep. With a strong kick, he scrambled up onto the bank. "Oh, it really is lovely here." The little brown pony laughed. Together with the little black pony, he called out, "Little White, you can do it. Come on over." But the little white pony still stood on the far side, frowning with worry. "What if I can't jump across? What if I fall in and get my pretty white coat all dirty?" he murmured, pacing back and forth along the riverbank. Seeing their friend hesitate, the little black pony and the little brown pony began to stomp their hooves. Thump! Thump! The sound echoed like a beating drum. "You can do it, Little White. We believe in you," they shouted. Hearing his friends' voices gave the little white pony a burst of courage. He took a few steps back, ran as fast as he could, and leaped into the air. Ah! Splash! The little white pony tumbled right into the river. But don't worry. His friends were already waiting for him at the bank. They quickly pulled him to safety. The little white pony, dripping wet, shook himself all over. "Hey, that wasn't so hard after all," he said with a laugh, jumping happily in the sunlight. At last, the three little ponies were together again. Tails swishing, they galloped off into the wide green forest, ready to explore an even bigger and more wonderful world ahead.
Meow knows. You grow. Strike while your spirit's high. Keep your courage, let it fly. Don't stop halfway. Finish strong, go all the way. Thank you for watching. Click the link below to download the ebook, free for a limited time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. More great stories are coming soon.